Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution.
Welcome to From Seed to Systems. Your host, Cicely. I'm back live in color and in action. And today, I hope you guys are excited to see me, as excited as I am to be here with my guest, Baba Ayaroko. And we're going to be talking about my favorite subject, food. So let's open up and let's get it cracking this morning.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution.
We need housing for the homeless, because my little brother, in which we're doing this documentary for, Douglas Robinson, your death will not be in vain.
He was a heck of a great dude.
And I love Doug. Doug loved me.
Just being around him, he had a good spirit. He was a healing person.
They are there.
Get SROs back.
When you give to the poor,
should not be forced out of their neighborhoods when it goes through a period of transformation.
Homes for the homeless, because there are too many people who are losing their homes to taxes because they can't pay $1,000 tax bill.
Okay, we are back, and it is time for me to introduce my guest for today. Baba Ayaroko is known by one or two other names, but he's Baba Ayaroko, and from the One Love Healing Village. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I'm so happy to have you here. We're gonna do a little bit of a throwback, okay? Because I want us to talk about our main topic, which is grow where you stand, okay? Grow where you are. But we're going to dig into it a little deep. We're going to go back, then we're going to bring it forward. So some of this might be a little bit of a refresher, even for you, because you probably did so much work and just supporting growing efforts that you probably don't even remember all the efforts that you supported and the impact that it's continuing to have, and you're still beating the drum. So I just appreciate you so much for that, and I appreciate you for being part of a legacy of your family, holding Dan's Family Soul Food Restaurant for so many decades. I think close to 35 years.
Yeah, 34.
Okay, well, we're gonna round up small, but that's into the fourth decade of legacy and service to the community, and you're continuing that legacy on very strong by your foray and your work into the growing and farming and and creating the One Love Healing Village. So I just think it's amazing work. I love having people on. We don't just talk about this thing. You are a doer, and I just appreciate you so much for that part. So I have a video I want to put up, and it's I'll give you a little background. This is one of the community members that you have supported to begin farming right here in Illinois, in a local, local place. So this is a little video. I'm gonna play it, and then we're gonna get into talking about it. City to farm. Come on, video, play for us. Okay, let's try that one more time. Okay, why is this video not playing?
Back out and come back in.
Okay. Let's see if it does it now. This is we've never shared this before, by the way. So this is the international unveiling of a project that Baba Ayaroko has been heavily involved in, and then me and some of my friends got together to add some support to what is going on with the. You know what? I'm gonna take the whole video out.
You put it back in.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it back in. So yeah, this is one of the sisters. Here we go.
There we go. I hear the music.
Oh wow! Why is this video giving me this hard time? Okay,
there we go. There we go.
There it is. So you can see the title.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're not going far now. This is very close to the city, but this is the land that Baba Ayaroko helped secure for the Solomon Estates, of which she's created a healthy retreat.
Well, while our host is thawing out, she's a little frozen. We want to take a moment to introduce, for those who do not know, Brother Ayaroko and the work that he has done, to give you a chance to explain what you do. And again, for those who don't remember, I'm Naima Latif. And
that better.
got the wrong name up here. So yes, but we're gonna give us an opportunity to tell us about the work that you're doing. One of the reasons why we're talking about the farming situation is because we need to have a plan to grow our own food. And that's what this brother is doing. So let's take a quick break and we'll come back and we'll hear more about his illustrious work in the urban farming area, as well as working out with the Pembroke farms in the southern part of, south of the city of Chicago. But more importantly, why it's necessary for us to have a strategy so that we're not panicking. We're going to greet our global audience listening from all around the world, and then we'll be right back with From Seeds to Systems with Cicely.
We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste. In Japan, Konnichiwa. In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In Russia, Здравствуйте. In Germany, Guten Tag. In Poland, Dzień dobry. In France, Bonjour. In Spain, Hola. In Italy, Ciao. In Egypt, Ahlan wa sahlan. In Ghana, Akwaba. In Nigeria, Peleo. In South Africa, Sawubona. In Senegal, Nangadef. In Kenya, Jambo. In Israel, Shalom. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, Palestine, and Saudi Arabia, Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, and may peace be upon you all. Join us live on the on-air radio network called 727-731-5192. We want to talk to you.
Peace and love. I'm Michelle Renee, host of Education Nation, live on the Female Solution Global Network every second and fourth Sunday from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. The intention of Education Nation is to raise awareness about the literacy crisis and to offer information to combat the problem. The goal is to awaken an army of reading coaches and mentors. You will experience guests who are doing their part in the community to ensure youth in their circles are reading and thinking critically. I look forward to serving you in this capacity. Literacy is freedom, and Education Nation will offer information and strategies to help ensure our young people stay free.
And we are back, ready to help all of us to stay free. I'm Naim Latif, and this is From Seed to Systems with Cicely. And our guest today is a dynamic young man who you need to know, and you need to know because you need to know how to grow. So we're excited because
we'll be launching this spring on the Female Solution a very impactful initiative, and that is to grow our own food. Those who have land, whether it is in their backyard or in a pot in their living room, we want you to grow food, and we need you to grow food that you eat. And so, one of the things that we're taking a look at is how much people understand about the process of creating their own personal urban farm. A lot of us grew up growing food, eating food that other people grew. But Cicely, you have been literally all over the world and Ghana and so forth. And one of the things that a lot of people who grew up in the city don't understand is that the food we buy, because it's been taken through a process and has not been and has not come straight from the ground to our table, we're eating a lot of chemicals that are literally making us sick. But what was your experience like as we get ready to bring our brother back? What was your experience like in Ghana in seeing the power of just being able to grow your own food?
Well, to be honest, it reminds me of much of what Baba Ayo is basically promoting right now. Grow where you are. That's just the way that much of the world already lives. And there's been a decided, energetic, militarized push from industrial corporations to change our minds away from that. So that's what I wanted you to talk more about, Baba, in terms of not letting us have any excuses about this. So I want you to, really just speak on this piece at this point.
Yes. Well, greetings, everyone. Thank you for having me here. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Well, the bottom line is people that don't feed themselves are in big trouble.
Big trouble.
Just imagine if all the stores in the United States just shut down, or there's very little food available. It'd be in a massive panic. So we believe in operating according to the four-legged stool of self-sufficiency. I think the most greatest explanation or example we're getting now in Africa is Burkina Faso. Brother Ibrahim Traoré, he broke off from the French, put out their military, and it's a landlocked nation, but now they're feeding themselves. They were importing 80% of their food.
Wow.
3 years ago. Now they're feeding themselves. And they've done some fantastic things. Anybody get a chance to YouTube Ibrahim Traoré and his little track of Into Power 3 years ago, it'll give us a great example. So what we really want to do is build where we live, grow what we eat, manufacture what we consume, and buy what we own. That is self-sufficiency. And that's what all nations are doing. Even our man in the White House said, make America great again, or America first. Well, we as a people, we must put ourselves first. Everybody's put themselves first but us. We're the most spiritual, forgiving people on the planet. So the first thing we have to do is feed ourselves. I was watching this series called Alone. First thing the person did to survive in the wilderness of the Arctic, the first thing they did was build them a home out of sticks and bushes and mud and leaves and stuff like that. And the very next thing they did was go hunting and for foraging. We must learn to do that. We must get back to nature. And thank you, ladies, also for coming out to the Indigenous Brothers and Sisters Forum to build a better community. And that's what this whole thing is about. Growing what we eat from seed to plate. There's nothing better. You can take $100 and produce $1,000 worth of food, and then you know where it came from. It's fresh, and there's nothing better. You have to look at children. When you give a child in school a plant, and you tell them that they are responsible for this plant, they are just in magical land when they see it come from a seed to a plant and it grow. Then I was, oh, there's fruit on here. There's something on here. Yeah, and when they see whether it be a strawberry or raspberry or just a green pepper or anything like that, and they eat it, and believe me, the food that we grow and eat ourselves tastes completely different. My partner just went to Whole Foods and got some cherries. Ate those cherries, took them right back. Had no taste of the cherry. None. It's all genetically modified. So that's why it's so important that we grow our own food. Now, listen, those that may be renters, I tell my friend all about that. If you live in an apartment, go buy yourself a couple 5-gallon buckets.
That's right.
Put some soil in it. Put a couple holes at the bottom and water it. It'll grow, whether it be a blueberry, a strawberry, or a bell pepper, just to give you the idea of the capability. Now, those that live in homes, and now you can do that also if you live in an apartment and you got a balcony. You can do that as well and bring them in and out. But those that live in homes, stop paying for grass, paying to cut grass. Okay, let's start off with the front. Leave your front alone, cut that grass. But in the backyard, at least take half of it. Pay one of the young people in your block. Say, listen, I want to plant a garden this year. Take half of it or a third of it or a fourth of it. Depends on the size of your garden. And by May, right after Mother's Day, we always, in this region, we like to plant right after Mother's Day. And the reason why, because then the frosts have passed. It's an old statement. Plant, and that's what I do. Even in the back of the restaurant that we've been here 34 years, I have a raised bed. I hired some young people. They built me a raised bed. And then I grew me a cabbage, kale, Swiss chard, tomatoes, onions, bell peppers. I grew all that stuff. And it was so sweet about it. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I wanted to ask you about that. And thanks to those who are watching, chiming in. Greetings, Deborah, and to Vanessa. Yes, we also need to educate ourselves more on the herbs that are growing right where we are and breathe, right where we live and breathe. Yes, absolutely. And I wanted to ask about that because growing food is so political, and we don't realize the process when they stopped giving us food in our neighborhood that had seeds. Because if you don't have the seeds, you can't grow it. So when you buy an apple that's seedless or a watermelon that's seedless, you can't grow anything that doesn't have seeds. So we're eating genetically modified foods because we think, it's such a hassle spitting out seeds. But the seeds represent live food. So where are places that people can go to get seeds where they can grow? And also, what do you recommend that people do to be more knowledgeable about some of the herbs and medicinal plants that are growing right in their yard that they've been throwing pesticides on because they don't have the knowledge of what they are, and so they're calling them seeds? Let's start
with one. It's the doggone dandelion.
Yes.
We have been trained and conditioned to kill that which nourishes us. For instance, a dandelion.
Put a pin in that statement. Put a pin in that statement.
Yes, ma'am.
Trained and conditioned to kill that which nourishes us.
Absolutely. The dandelion, for instance, the dandelion is a tonic and a detox. What does that mean by that? A tonic means it gives you strength. A detox means it removes waste out of your body. And we're paying people to kill it.
You cannot make this up. You cannot make this up.
You can go up on the north side, guys, up on like Niles and different places like that, and you'll go into the store. They sell dandelion leaves
and
dandelion roots.
Yes, but that they do.
But in our neighborhood, they tried, and of course we've been conditioned and wired not to eat no weed, so they stopped selling them because nobody was buying them.
And
we
then I
didn't
see
know.
people spraying Roundup on them, and I'm
Yes.
like,
Oh, definitely.
Oh, now,
so,
my gardener.
so I think that's a good point to make with this whole thing. Grow where you stand, but
Build where you live. Build where you live. Build where you live first. Build where you live, and then grow what you eat.
Grow what you eat, and you know,
and stop spraying Roundup around your house.
You know, my gardener.
That's right.
You know, he thinks I'm crazy because I told him, do not kill the dandelions. That is food. And so he's like, oh, I forgot you eat weeds. I'm like, yeah.
Right. That's right.
They're only weeds when you don't know their medicinal purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But this is like gold. I mean, like you say, you go to places where people have knowledge and you got to buy these things and they got them packaged up. Yeah, you're going to buy these dandelions. You're going to buy what is healing your body. But can you tell us some ways to prepare dandelion for those who have no clue how to make the tea, how to make, you know, what are some ways? And I think you mentioned yesterday something about dandelion patties with burgers. What I want to know about that. But
that was okra patties. That was Doc talking about okra patties.
Okra patties, yes. I'm gonna grow okra this year too, so I'm gonna have to get his recipe. But tell us some ways that you can prepare dandelion.
Well, it's a simple thing. Just like you cook greens, but just don't overcook them. You can eat the leaves. Save the white. You know how when we were children, the white petals that we blow, those were the seeds that we would blow. And they go all over the place. And they would be seeds everywhere. I don't know, for those that live in the city of Chicago, one of the best places to go where there's no fertilizer, or not fertilizer, but no pesticide on the food is the Dan Ryan Woods on 87th Street.
Wow.
They at 87th and the Dan Ryan, when the spring comes, it's gonna be dandelion heaven. Literally. If 1,000 people went out there, they couldn't get all the dandelions. That's how much. But they don't cut it. They just cut them with the lawnmower, but they don't spray no seeds on it. Then, of course, next take over. And another thing that we have to remember is things grow seasonally. I heard you guys mention that Queen Vanessa Solomon was on the land, right? Her 5 acres is like 165 feet wide and 3 football fields deep. And she has every season, when something grows, foraging, when something grows, it has a time, maybe 5 or 6 weeks, it gets to fruition, then it dies out, then something else grows.
That's right.
That's good. We collected so much. I collected this year past, I collected blue vervain, elderberry. She had so much goldenrod. It was an ocean of goldenrod. And you can find that at the Dan Ryan Woods too. It's actually all along the freeway. There are a lot of things that we can forage, and they don't put chemicals on it. We're the ones that put chemicals on it because it's too costly to spray chemicals on everything. They just let everything take its season. Absolutely. Grow where you live. And see these. Go ahead.
I want to put this up here just to add to what we're talking about. Well, here it is. This farmers market youth farmers market initiative. This is something that Baba Ayaroko sponsored, that myself, Lord Cassius D and Queen V, we put this initiative together many years ago. Okay. The fruit of this is so amazing because what we were able to do is take youth from the area, which was in, between Inglewood and all the way down to Woodline. We went down to Basu Naturals Farms a few times a week, and we worked on the farm, whatever they told us to do. We learned how to can. We picked vegetables. We just got in the soil. The young people loved it, and then we would bring back some produce. And because of your support, we were able to set up this small farmers market right on 69th and Emerald. Now, this was before Whole Foods came to.
I remember.
So, and in
I
fact,
remember.
when we saw Whole Foods was coming, we thought, oh, we don't need this initiative anymore because now we're getting, good supermarkets around. But, time brings about, wisdom if you got enough sense to grab a hold to it. And we see that the farmers markets are now more necessary than ever. But there was another component to this market. What we focused on was added value. So that a lot of people say, well, you can't make any money from growing collard greens and tomatoes.
Yes, you can.
Stop right there, because
That's right.
One of the things that, a couple of things that grew out of that initiative, and I wasn't sure if you even knew that, but we started making wine. And this is some of the wine. This is some of the wine right here that was made from that particular initiative. There's
Did Vanessa have her hand in that?
Yes, yes.
That looks like her hands.
Yeah, I wanted to acknowledge what she said. Also, she said training ourselves to keep our environment clean because we are all silently being destroyed by the builders who build just to build and not to build better, healthy options for us. There's a lot of vacant land where they haven't decided what to do. And we can be growing food on that land rather than just throwing up buildings everywhere. Some place we already got a lot of buildings. Some places we need to keep as land bases so that we can grow the food that we're eating. And I think that a lot of, you mentioned, somebody said you can't make money growing collard greens. Well, we eat collard greens all the time. The year I grew collard greens, I actually sold them to a local restaurant. And
right. That's right.
When we make that connection where we're growing the food and then we're selling them to the local restaurant, it was Majani's that brought them. That's how the economy circulates. So
that's right.
And I think the other important thing about this is that the manufacturing piece. So that was the other part of the youth initiative. We didn't stop there. We didn't stop at the farmers market. We went into product creation, added value. That's what we call that, where a farmer, a grower, or a small producer can upgrade, upsell, or refine what they're growing and then bring that to the market. So the students were focused on working with herbs, as well as the fruits and things that we could produce from there. One of the students happens to be my daughter, star pupil. Okay. So she formulated a hair cream that's made from natural botanical oils. But all of this training came from it and was encouraged and pushed by this initiative. I'm always focusing on that. We don't just talk. We do. And that work that she's doing is taking her, around the world. And that's only one example. The wine, myself, Queen V, Lord Cassius D, we are, may she rest, in peace. Maya, Sister Maya, we all started making wine just from being in contact with the abundance of the earth and the land. So
that's right.
When we brought you on, we definitely want to take time to highlight and thank you, for continuing to stand in the words that you're saying, and moving things forward and making those opportunities available for more people. To me, that's a highlight. So I just want to make sure we say that and recognize you for that and encourage you to continue this work. Is not falling on deaf ears, and we're moving forward. So that's an important piece right there.
Yeah, it's important to teach the youth. We talked about it in our meeting yesterday. One of the things about education don't mean just go get a college degree. It means acquiring applicable knowledge.
That's right.
Skills and value. Once someone that can feed themselves, know about plants, know about food, that's an acquired knowledge that develops a skill and definitely bring a great deal of value. I want to go back to the Vanessa Solomon estate because it's like 165 wide and 3 football fields deep. Ideally, Queen V and I, we talked about it, and Dr. Napoka, we all talked about it, is being able to put 20 to 30 commercial greenhouses on that land from the front to the back with living quarters in front and the back, that we can grow herbs. As she said, we got to have a house that grows nothing but different herbs across the world. We can bring that back and create those environments, same environment. We can do avocado trees. We can do so much indoors year round. And let me get you hip to something. When we started those initiatives 5-10 years ago, McCormick Place took the simple idea from us. They went to the restaurants downtown and got a list of all the different products that they use.
Wow.
You know, cilantro and whatever, or oregano and all the stuff that they use. Do you know they grow all that stuff now on top of the roof of McCormick Place?
Wow. So, there you go. It's so easy. Well, we got to take a break, but I wanted to point out Vanessa's comment, and she says that I like to pull together a group of beautiful people to come and forge the Solomon estate for seeds every month, 1,000 seeds to produce well-grown right on Solomon estates.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So we got to take a break, but when we come back, I'd like to take a look at doing that kind of thing, going to the neighborhood restaurants that we patronize and we own, and finding out what they use that we can grow, and we can have a collective of urban food growers.
Absolutely.
See how we can strategize. That'll be right back after this quick break. We want you all to stick and stay. Don't stray away. You're watching From Seed to Systems with Cicely, and our guest today, Brother Ayaroko Turu, of course, is giving us some life-giving information about how we can transform our communities and make them urban farms. We'll be right back.
Mommy teaches the young angel, teaches him to be cool. Mommy teaches the young angel, teaches him to take a breath. Mommy teaches the young angel, teaches him to be cool, teaches him to have a rest. Mommy teaches the young angel, teaches him to be cool, teaches him to do his best. Mommy teaches the young angel, teaches him to be cool, teaches him to ace his test. Mommy teaches the young angel, teaches him to be cool, teaches him to trust himself. Mommy teaches the young angel, teaches him to be cool, teaches him to choose good food. Mommy teaches the young angel, teaches him to be cool, teaches him to see his best. Mommy teaches the young angel, teaches him to be cool. Mommy teaches the young angel.
I was getting into that music.
Okay, we are back. Thank you guys for joining us. Before we get into our this segment, I want to take some time because I see like Queen V is doing a master session in these comments, and I want to make sure we definitely give some attention to what she's bringing up here. So we talked about educating ourselves about the herbs and the herbs that are growing right around us. And we talked about, not using the sprays and all of that stuff on our lawns. as well as foraging, which is an option. We talked about being mindful about how we build. So we want to build, we want to manufacture, and we have to be mindful about it. We're not the same as, these, huge corporations. We have to be mindful about how we're doing it. So Queen V has a plan. Oh, one thing she brought up, we were taught that you can, wherever dandelions grow, that's a safe place to grow food. That's interesting.
Because I think someone mentioned that dandelions, I don't know if it's purify the soil or take the toxins out of the soil. Is that what?
They definitely do pull some toxins out. They do pull some out.
Yeah.
So sunflowers, dandelions, a lot of plants. I mean, basically, that's what plants do. They take what's in the soil and they transform it into something that ends up, in most cases, being nutrient dense. Now, there are some industrial areas like the one that I showed that picture where this farm is. Can I get it back up? I don't know. Yeah, this is out in the Pullman area, and their land is so contaminated that the soil had to be remediated, and they still have to put a steel plate under the ground and then create raised beds on top of it to make sure that what they're growing is safe. But you have to know your area and know your soil, and you can always use containers. So at the end of the day, there's no excuses. So Queen V was saying the dew of the day, dandelions wake to greet us all, to provide us with good nutrients for us all to taste. And when the city gets busy, they sleep. Yeah. If you notice, the dandelions wake up in the morning, the flowers, they open up, they're bright. And then at night, they kind of droop down a little bit. She says they have vitamin A, vitamin C, fiber. They're healthy, create assistance with digestion. They're low in fat and sugar. They can assist with weight management, overall wellness. That's what the tonic part means. Protein, minerals. And she says she also wants people to come down and help her create a pumpkin patch for the young children. So that's one of her goals for this year, to install that pumpkin patch.
That's powerful. I think that's one thing about having land. It gives you so much power to do things that are educational. And I guess we can bring back our brother Ayaroko and ask the question, especially when it comes to how we can involve, and I don't know if we can involve the schools, because, a lot of times they are very distant when it comes to connecting class like biology to our actual natural environment. I mean, there was a time to do this, they might take the children out and show them how fields of plants, or they might have a gardening. Like in Betty Shabazz, they had a gardening project where they grew food, and I remember the year they grew salad, and they grew lettuce and tomatoes. Then they actually ate the salad that they made out of the garden, cucumbers. I mean, they grew the food that was actually,
and they loved it.
So and children, they did, like you say, they get excited, so they could see how you plant the seed, you water it, you nurture it, and then you have actual plants growing, and then you take it in the kitchen, you prepare it, so they could see the progression. We don't get that in the city. City children buy their food from the grocery store, so they don't see the science of it. And I'm wondering if there are enough schools that we could work with, partner with, or individual teachers that would be willing to turn this into a science lesson and allow their children to participate in the cultivation of the land, growing the food, harvesting it, and even feeding some people. I mean, we can hook it all in to take some of that and take some of it and sell it to local restaurants, take some of it and be part of our homeless project where we're feeding those who are hungry. I mean, we could really be teaching using this if we can find some educators who are willing to be a part of the process. I don't know. Maybe you all have some suggestions of some places and people that we can include in this. I mean, look how good this food looks when it's grown healthy in healthy soil.
Oh yeah.
So this is by Ayaroko. This is it's just another example of when you say a container. You know, people have things laying around that they could probably use as containers as well. So you see these people use recycled, looks like a small boat.
Yeah, somebody's back pickup truck or something.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, may I backtrack for a second?
Yes, please.
Let's go back to sunflower.
Yes.
Sunflowers, farmers have known for decades. Sunflowers, if you grow them giant sunflowers, it decontaminates the soil, literally. And they've known this for decades. They just don't want you to know that. For instance, if you got a place that's got, you're not sure about it, because we had that on 69th, Cecile, you may remember. We had a section of the urban garden that we had, half of it was contaminated. So we put sunflower seeds in it. The other half we took and put down a layer and then brought in the soil. Well, anyway, the sunflower seeds grew 7, 8 feet tall. And what we found out, the sunflower seeds was good, but all the toxins went into the root of the sunflower, decontaminating the soil. So when the next crop goes down, it's healthy. And that's something how Mother Nature works. Really amazing with sunflower seeds.
Absolutely beautiful. Just giving us all the tools that we need. And I think that there's a public school that's focused on agricultural development. A lot of it is they're getting really technical. You know, they have robots and everything working with them. But I think there is a space and a need and a demand from parents and citizens that our children get access to all various types of agricultural training. So hopefully between the One Love Healing Village and Solomon Estates, that's essentially what you guys are doing. Is it not correct with the pumpkin patch? You know, it's a revenue generating, but it's also an opportunity for people to come and learn.
Like the educational piece. Also, Naeem, and what you talked about, getting these educators, we've been so hardwired and conditioned that it's difficult. So the thing I believe a better approach is you talk about all this vacant land in Chicago. It's all in our community. There's no vacant land on the north side, period. The north side is fully developed because of Harold Washington's vision back in the 80s. And they let the population of ours decline from 1.3 million at its peak to less than 700,000 of us now in the city. But it's a lot of vacant land. So the point being, we're still in 30 communities. We need to create community gardens. We can create a number of community gardens. Well, for instance, Inglewood, Inglewood got several gardens, but it ain't community. It's the ones that, what is it called? Growing something over west. They're growing it for the restaurants, and they just leave a little scrap for us during the week. But they're growing it for the restaurants downtown and on Hyde Park. But they're not growing for us.
You said it, Barbara, not me, and that's the important part.
You know they are not growing it for us.
They are actually, that's Growing Home. That is one of the largest, I would say, gardens or farm areas in the city of Chicago.
Yes.
Right in the heart of Inglewood.
Yes, it is.
And they definitely grow for restaurants. They do provide the community once a week farmers market where you can come and get some of that good produce that they're growing over there. But it's definitely not community focused. And many of the installments that I've seen that are very well funded, unfortunately, they are not.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, though, Inglewood is home to some of the most illustrious and beautiful and productive gardens in the city as well.
That's right.
And they do have they used to do like a garden tour every year where you could get in a shuttle and go around and see some of this. And then there's the Victory Garden people.
Bishay used to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Dr. I forget his name, but they do that. They're working on the victory gardens, and they have, at the last I checked, he said they have about 50 of them around the south side. I think a little bit on the west side too. And so, and in fact, at your meeting yesterday, I met a sister who worked with a garden effort that worked with juvenile young people who've been released from the juvenile detention center, and they have a garden program for them. So it's happening. It's not happening enough. Both,
but it is happening.
Yeah, it's happening.
We can increase it. We can increase it.
All of us are calling for that right now, you know, because after seeing the success of that initial farmers market, that's been over 10 years. You know, we need to pick up that and continue moving forward, and we need more support for it. We really do.
Yeah, if it's okay, Cicely, for those people, a lot of city people don't know, because we're talking about what sunflowers do. I just wanted to bring up on the screen what a sunflower looks like. Because
is that kale? Looks like kale.
Yeah, that's kale. But she's gonna bring up the sunflower.
I'm gonna bring up the sunflower. Wrong one. Bring up sunflower, because you know a lot of times people don't know what things look like, and especially if they've been just blindly you know, pesticides.
Getting it out of the bag at the store.
Right. Yeah. They buy things at the store, they don't know what it is. But if they have plants that are growing in their yard and they're spraying pesticides on it, because if it doesn't look like grass, they need to be able to identify those plants that are helping to nourish the soil and detoxify the soil, such as what you mentioned, sunflowers. So if you have something that looks like this, don't kill it.
Don't kill it. Right.
It's helping.
Don't kill it.
Yes, it's helping your soil to be well enough to grow food. And what the sister say, also the dandelions, if you have dandelions growing, then that lets you know that you can grow food there because the soil has been detoxified. So if you kill a dandelion, then you won't know this. So you know, these are things, if we can, and this is one of the things I want to continue, because I did a series a few years ago, and I'm going to continue doing a regular series online for those who don't know and need to know, so that they understand how to identify things that are helpful, that are growing there. So before the spring hits and they start spraying and getting rid of things, they can discover the medicinal plants that Mother Nature is giving us. The earth is giving us medicine to heal us, because Earth is one system, and if we just listen to our Mother Earth, that can help us.
That's right.
Then we won't kill anything. We'll learn what it actually does for us.
I think Queen V mentioned this too about it has a lot to do with the goals intended and the spirituality that comes with producing needed products to heal ourselves. So she's just talking about, sometimes you walk outside and you see a field of red clover. You know, that's simply a sign from nature.
Why are you eating chips?
Around you, that's telling you perhaps you should consider this red clover, because that's going to be supportive to your liver, and you know, your whole transition from winter into spring and summer. So I mean, this is a really deep topic. I want us to kind of stay with this and discuss it with different people, Baba, around the topic of growing where we are, and even using what we grow to manufacture, which I think is an amazing thing that we've been embarked upon in that regard. What are some of the things, as we close, that you want to people to chime in? Like where do you want them to chime in at? That's the
okay. Well, let's start in the city, for instance. Those may not be able to get an hour out. I have 3 lots on 55th, Garfield Boulevard. I mean, you could take a baseball and throw it to the red line. That's how close it is. It's right off of Shields. It's 3 vacant lots. It would be an excellent location for people from far on the east side and by the airport. Downtown is a matter of minutes, and out south is a matter of minutes. They can come there and market their products. They can come there, whatever they grow. Oftentimes things go back in the soil because they ain't got nowhere to take it. But if we set up a distribution area, like boom, right on 55th, that's thousands of people are a matter of minutes away from that spot. And they can, over the summer, a number of use it to sell their products, whether it be jewelry or food. And I offer that as well. 55th and Garfield Boulevard, right off of Shields. It's 3 lots, and they can market their food there. And if people know
that get together with you guys and develop that to the next stage. You know, as a founding member of the Healthy Food Hub and a couple other markets, I know a little bit about that. And I would love to sit down with you guys and plan it out. I don't even want to see another vacant lot delayed in terms of what it can be in terms of supporting the community. So that's number one. What else do you guys have on your agenda?
Well, like I said, we want to teach people the season. This is a very important time. Certain things are going to grow during the growing season, but the growing season isn't just like boom, it's here. Things when we learn to forage, that is very important. My dad, he grew up as one of 12 people in Mississippi, and he said it was many days he was hungry. He was literally hungry because there was so many miles to feed. He learned to eat in the woods. He learned to look at plants and learn what they did. And that's what he ate. And that's why he was so strong over the years. So we need to teach each other. I think Vanessa Solomon would be an excellent point guard for that, to learn what's growing now and how long it's going to grow and start identifying what it is all over our place. I mean, I said it yesterday, and also consider planting fruit trees in your backyard. They grow. When we first moved to the south side of Chicago, there were apple trees, pear trees, cherry trees. There were trees all over our community. We need to consider planting these trees again in our backyard. And if you got a backyard, you don't want to do a lot, go up against your garage and create a little strip and grow something right there, right in the back of the garage. And we just want to encourage everybody to engage. And I'll end with this. We must detoxify our bodies. We must get the waste out of our bodies because it affects our thinking. When the cleaner the body is, the greater the cognitive skills. But when you're full of so much toxic poison, you just can't think straight. And that's my 2 cents. So, you know, I'm not advocating everybody eat what they want, but I can just tell you, having not eaten a carcass in over 20 years, it has made a difference in my life compared to those in my age group. I see their sicknesses and their slowness of thought and not being able to squat down. You are what you eat. Literally, it's nothing new. Eat that which brings you alive. And when you grow your own food, you know what's in that food. And there's another area about them poisoning us by design through the food, but that's another whole subject. But the most important thing is build where you live, build raised business if you have to, grow what you eat, manufacture what you consume. If Dandelion makes a powerful wine, and buy where you own.
Absolutely. I thank you so much for joining us today. So I'd love to see, you know, and this is where the community, you know, hey, get with the program. Start asking about, hey, are you guys, I'm going to send you some vendors, you know, become a part of it. You know, we're doing what we can. Baba Ayaroko is doing what he can. Mom Naima is doing what she can. We need you guys involved with this. So shoot us some vendors. Let's make a lively conversation around it and see if we can generate some positive vibes and energy right there on 55th Street, a very central point. You can stop and pick up what you like and keep it moving. The foraging piece is absolutely critical at this time. So I need everybody to chime in. Let's ask some questions. Who is Queen V? Can she teach me what's good to eat in my neighborhood? Can she teach us how to identify things that are safe for us? How can we, get in touch with her, or with, come into the farm if you want to go in depth, because that's an amazing opportunity to step away from the hub, the rigmarole of the city, come down to Pembroke, and then you can get immersed and really forage and really uplift your spirit. So and the next thing, plant some fruit trees, grow something wherever you are. And I thank you guys so much for supporting this broadcast. And
thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Baba. And we look forward to growing and doing even more bigger and better things. Yes.
All right. Growing. Remember, we can sell our stuff on the double nickel. Buy where you own. Bring the fruits and products to the double nickel so you can have a place to distribute your goods and services.
Yes. And Queen V with that last word. It's March. March has started. It's time to start, boosting up those immune systems and cleaning out all that winter trash. Yes, thank you so much.
Thanks. All right.
Thank you. Right. Peace and blessings, guys.
Peace and blessings.
Have a great
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, dhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, Ngiyabonga. Senegal, Jared. Kenya, Asante. Israel, Toda. Pakistan, Shukriya. Afghanistan, Tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.